In this WrestleTalk news, Jeff Hardy has been arrested, fans call out Reby Hardy after seemingly making light of the situation, Luke's review of Raw, and more. Subscribe and enable notifications to always on for daily wrestling news videos.
Support WrestleTalk!
Late last night, news emerged that AEW star Jeff Hardy had been arrested in Volusia, Florida for 3 charges: violating restrictions placed on a driving license, driving while license cancelled, suspended, revoked, and a DUI for alcohol and drugs, third offense within 10 years. ESPN's Mark Raimondi is reporting that Hardy's blood alcohol level from 2 tests came in as 0.294 and 0.291, with the legal limit in Florida being 0.08. This means that Hardy was 3.7 times over the limit. Raimondi also noted that the police report mentioned a white car swerving and running off the roadway. After the police officer stopped Hardy, he reportedly was in a stupor and confused and smelled of alcohol and was unsteady and could not successfully complete any section of sobriety tests. TMZ Sports, who reportedly got hold of a copy of police documents, are claiming that Hardy had a restriction on his license requiring him to only drive vehicles with an interlock device system in place, which the white vehicle he was driving did not have. An interlock device system essentially equates to successfully taking a breathalyzer prior to the ignition starting in the car. According to PW Insider, Hardy was bonded out of jail in Volusia County, Florida, after paying a $3,500 bond, and his expected court date of today, June 14th, has reportedly been cancelled. AEW has not publicly commented on this situation, but according to Dave Meltzer, AEW have told Warner Media to stop all promotion of Jeff Hardy in any commercials or anywhere else immediately. This has included the 3-way ladder match for the AEW tag titles next week, which the Hardys were due to compete in against Jurassic Express and the Young Bucks. The status of that match is currently up in the air. But that's not the only controversy in this situation, as Reby Hardy, the wife of Matt Hardy, Jeff's brother, put out a TikTok video hours after Jeff's arrest, which fans have called her out for seemingly making a joke out of the situation. We won't play it here, but you can find it easily online, though do be warned it contains explicit language, and you can see the comments in response to it to get an idea of how people are reacting to it. As a friendly reminder, situations like these are rarely as simple as many make it out to be, and be aware that we likely don't know all the details or anything of the sort, so be kind to each other in the comments. There's also some big standard wrestling news stories today that I don't have time for, such as politics backstage and AEW influencing Forbidden Door, with wrestlers being pulled from that show, MJF being discussed backstage in AEW, potential beef between AEW wrestlers, Toni Storm revealing another scrap storyline from a time in WWE, and more, so check out WrestleTalk.com for the latest in the wrestling world. And now, hot tag to Luke.
Visit WrestleShop.com every day for the most stupendous in wrestling merchandise. WrestleShop.com, wrestling merch for grown-ups.
Now it's time for my review of Monday Night Raw. In about 5 minutes. The show opened with a Miz TV segment. This is going to be a long show, isn't it? Where he took forever to say nothing at all. And thankfully, the segment was saved by Paul Heyman and Matt Riddle. Heyman said that whoever wins Money in the Bank will struggle to cash in on Roman Reigns, which is true because he's barely ever on TV. And it was announced that if Riddle doesn't win this Friday, he can't challenge for the belt ever again, which are some nice stakes added to the match on SmackDown, but I'm still not quite sure why The Miz was out there. Jimmy Uso took on Montez Ford in a very good opening match, which Jimmy won when he got the knees up on a frog splash. This was decent stuff, and I still firmly believe that Ford will be WWE Champion one day. Seth Rollins did a sit-down interview, which saw Kevin Patrick sit behind him in an attempt to make Seth Rollins look much bigger than him. It didn't work, and it just looked silly. This interviewer is small. That interviewer is far away. AJ Styles attacked Seth Rollins to set up their match later on. Becky Lynch versus Dana Brooke didn't actually get started, as Lynch beat her up around ringside, which saw Asuka run down to make the save and stand tall. This was a good reset for Lynch after last week's loss, and it sets up their Money in the Bank qualifier next week. And the winner of that will join Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan, who beat Nikki ASH and Doudrop in a tag team match to qualify. I really feel that Bliss is a strong favourite to win this year's ladder match, because she's in desperate need of a storyline and any form of character. Speaking of people in desperate need of change, MVP beat Cedric Alexander in a squash match. Yes, you heard that right. MVP, the manager of Amos, beat Cedric Alexander like he was Amos. And then they posed like Amos won the match. Why didn't Amos just win the match? They also teased that Amos could be in Money in the Bank, which sounds like a horrible idea. Someone else in need of a change is Kevin Owens, who lost to Ezekiel via countout in the lamest possible way. This is the new anonymous Raw GM storyline, where WWE don't actually know if Ezekiel is Elias or just his younger brother, so they just spend each episode stalling for time. Zeke did announce that Elias will be on the show next week, so hopefully that will be a catalyst to actually get this storyline moving. But then came easily the best thing on the show. Thank you for your support on Patreon, Derek, Dodge, Duck, Dip, Dive, Dodge, damn I got it wrong, Alea, and Barbaric Garrick Morgan, damn sorry. Thank you for your support on Patreon. Get your own Patreon shoutout over at patreon.com/WrestleTalk. Seth Rollins and AJ Styles had a banging main event to this week's Raw for a spot in Money in the Bank. They had an excellent back and forth match, which had some neat false finishes and whipped the crowd into a frenzy of "this is awesome" chants. And it was awesome. This sort of action should be on Raw every single week because they have the talent to do this. And even though the threat of Judgment Day was hanging in the air to cause a DQ, because I would have thought AJ is still feuding with them, after all, Finn turned his back on AJ to join the group, but then again I don't think Liv Morgan cares. This had a totally clean finish, with Rollins getting a roll-up win. This was an excellent match, which really could have seen either guy win, and was a brilliant way to end the show. Sorry, what? What do you mean there's another hour of this show left? What the f*** is a pose down? Yes, unfortunately, the third hour curse has not been lifted, and WWE are back in their mode of booking a 2-hour show, then filling the final one with garbage, which sadly included a match between Riddle and Ciampa, which had shockingly little heat considering Riddle is going for the title this Friday, but can you really blame this crowd? They've been told that Ciampa doesn't matter, so they never bought into him winning. And Miz was out on commentary for reasons. Why is Miz always there? Bianca Belair did an exclusive interview with Kevin Patrick for WWE, which is the same as me doing an exclusive interview with Pete Quinnell for WrestleTalk, and saw Rhea Ripley appear on the screen to say she'll win their match. This was okay, but it's not the hot follow-up that this group needed after their defection from Edge last week. Chad Gable took on Mustafa Ali and won, and Rey Mysterio lost to Veer Mahan. A story that's been going on since the Raw after Mania and has yet to leave first gear. And yes, the main event of Monday Night Raw was a pose down between Bobby Lashley and Austin Theory. Aside from the obvious question of how the hell is this the main event to a TV show that millions of people watch, it was one of those beautiful moments in wrestling fandom where I'm glad a family member didn't walk into the room for fear I might just crawl inside myself out of sheer embarrassment. This was for an audience of one, and that audience probably wanked themselves silly over it. Bobby won, if anyone cares, which I can't imagine anyone does. So that was this week's Raw, a perfectly good 2-hour show that was sadly 3, but did have a banger between Rollins and AJ, so it's your bog standard 3 out of 5. Last Friday, Paige here announced on Twitter that July 7th would be her final day with WWE, saying that she was grateful for all the opportunities the company had provided her, and how the hardest part of leaving would be giving up the name Paige. In the final part of her statement, she wrote, "I'm not saying I'll never be in the ring." Some wonderful I ain't afraid of no ghost double negatives there.